Last week, I used the Scrub Buddies Quick Erasers and the Scrub Buddies reusable wipes to clean my entire living room. I discovered that I was able to use them for dusting around the house and also getting into the hard to reach areas like above my doorways and my hallways. I also was able to get off a lot of handprints and dirty marks that were on doors, around my doorknobs, and on my baseboards. Not only that, but I was able to get off a lot of dust from behind my TV as well. Please bear with me and my voice as it decides to come and go as it pleases, but I am trying my best here. I want to give you the best quality video that I can. But since my video last week was such a success and I really enjoyed using these magic erasers and reusable wipes, I figured I would put them to the ultimate test and try everything out on my kitchen. But this time I'm going to use the Brillo Basics reusable wipes and the Brillo Erase and Wipe erasers to compare which ones I like the best. The first thing that I wanted to try was the Brillo Basics Erase and Wipe Sponge, and I like to start off with my microwave, and I first like to take out any food that's left over inside the microwave just so that it's easier to clean up afterwards. And I wanted to use the sponge because I really like the magic eraser, but I felt like this was more appropriate for the kitchen. And it seemed to be working pretty well. It got off any tough spots or whatever, but it wasn't quite working exactly like the magic eraser would. Even though it was getting the job done, essentially, it just wasn't wiping it out like I thought it would. So I did end up having to switch out to the magic eraser. There's a burn mark here. My son accidentally put something that had metal inside the microwave, and I thought for sure I'd be able to get it off using the magic eraser, but it didn't come off. After switching over to the magic eraser, everything came off a lot more smoothly, and I felt like it cleaned the microwave a lot better. I also made sure to clean the glass on the door. It was really crusty. I couldn't believe how dirty it was, and I clean my microwave pretty often. But one thing that I did notice is that even though it was wiping it down, it wasn't really necessarily getting all the grease off. So once I was done wiping it off, I noticed that it was kind of cloudy and kind of greasy still, so I tried to go over it with a towel to kind of like wipe all of that grease off, and it eventually did come off. I also made sure to get to above the door. All of that stickiness did come off using the magic eraser, so that was good. And I also got the side of the door as well. I just made sure to clean the entire thing. The only thing that I couldn't get was the side of this microwave. It's very sticky here from a couple of months worth of cooking. So I ended up spraying it with my oven cleaner and I let it sit for a couple of hours, and then I went over it with my Brillo Basics reusable wipe. I know I cheated, guys. It was supposed to be all about the sponges, but I just couldn't leave it like that, you know. I also made sure to get above the microwave, and it did get the initial top layer of dust off, as you can see on the sponge, but it wasn't getting that stickiness off, which I really thought the magic eraser would do it. So I did go over it again with my oven cleaner, and I was able to get it off. I don't know exactly what happened. I think I forgot to press record, but I did end up using the sponge to clean on the outside of my microwave. And as you could tell, it is a greasy mess. It did not clean or shine up the window or the stainless steel part of the microwave. So I did end up going over it with my Clean Freak. That's my favorite kitchen staple. I use Clean Freak on almost everything, and I was able to get the microwave on the outside pretty clean. Now I want to work on my stove. I've shown you so many times I love using my Brillo pads and my oven cleaner to clean the stove. In between that, I do like using my Clean Freak, but I wanted to see if these Brillo sponges would work. So I did try to go over it, and as you can tell, it's just kind of like moving the grease around. It's not even like wiping it off, but you can see dirt on the sponge. And then I flipped it over and I used the scrubbing part of it, and it's just not picking up any of the grease. And if anything, it's just making it worse. I even tried using some elbow grease, and nothing that I was doing was helping this sponge out at all. So I decided to use my oven cleaner as I normally would, but this time I only let it set for 2 hours and I didn't use any saran wrap this time. I just wanted to get the job done basically, but I did want to still use the reusable wipe on one side, and then on the other side I used my Brillo pad like usual, and then my rag to wipe it all up. And I just wanted to show you in comparison, even with just 2 hours worth, how well it took off all the grease using the Brillo pad. The reusable wipes and the sponges just don't cut it here, guys. You have to use that oven cleaner or at least some kind of cleaner on your stove. Moving on, I decided to get up above my window here. I just wanted to clean the ledge on the very top and clean the wall. I know I already showed you guys this in my original video of me cleaning my living room. I just wanted to show you that it works well on any window. This area does get a little bit more stickier, so I did have to use a little bit more elbow grease to get off all the stickiness, but the rag did a really great job at taking off any drips or any stains that were on the wall. I made sure to get the window sill as well because a lot of dust likes to accumulate in this area since it's right by the window, but again, I didn't touch the window or the blinds itself because I have plans for that in a different video or another time. This is my backsplash near my kitchen window on the same countertop. It does get a little bit dirty back here, and it's been a few weeks since I've been back here and wiped down the counters. So I'm going to come in here and wipe down the backsplash all along the ledge and my countertops using the magic eraser and also the Brillo reusable wipe. I try to get in this area as often as possible. It's not something I think about. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So it doesn't get cleaned as often. So when it is dirty and it's apparent that it's dirty, I like to go in there and I like to wipe down the backsplash, and I like to pull everything away from the wall and get behind and really just wipe it down very nice and clean, and including all of my appliances as well. It's hard sometimes to come in here and take the time to do all these kind of steps, and sometimes you feel like your work is not worth it and no one really notices except for you because you're the one who cleaned it. But I truly do believe that if you keep up with this, it'll make you feel better knowing that your appliances are clean, your kitchen is clean, and it just makes it feel more comfortable. Plus, if you're anything like me and you just really enjoy cleaning and you always feel like you have to do something, this will keep you occupied for sure. But I'm already noticing here on the countertops, using the reusable wipe, it doesn't really clean it that great. You still have to go over it with another rag just to dry it down so there isn't no streaks. And if you leave them, then they will dry that way. They will never come off until you wipe them down. Now I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to clean all of my appliances, and I'm going to show you how I use the magic eraser, the Brillo reusable wipe, and a rag to clean everything, and you'll be surprised on how well all of this stuff came clean. Because since my air fryer is sitting right next to my stove, it gets all of the condensation and grease that's, hanging over from cooking and stuff. It gets all of it. So it was pretty gross and super fast. I did mention that the magic eraser doesn't work well on stainless steel. It did a pretty good job on this countertop oven. I did go over it with a rag, but for some reason my trash compactor, no matter what I did, it just wouldn't come clean. So the only thing that really cleans this, and I've tried Windex too, the only thing that cleans it is stainless steel cleaner. The next thing that I did was I took everything off of my refrigerator. I just got on the outside. I didn't do anything on the inside because I plan on cleaning that some other time. But I wanted to see how well the magic eraser and these reusable wipes do. It wasn't really that dirty, but it did have some scuff marks. It did have some, handprints and stuff like that. So on the right side, I used the wipe, and on the left side, I used the magic eraser. And I was really surprised the difference. It's really hard to tell on camera. You can't really spot the difference. In this case, I kind of wish that my refrigerator was a little bit more dirty. I mean, it is old, so there's nothing I could do about some of the marks and stuff, but you can't really tell the difference between the magic eraser side and the reusable wipe side. But you definitely can tell that this magic eraser is taking away all of the black marks on the side of this handle here that I could not get using the reusable wipe. So the magic eraser definitely wins in this refrigerator contest. Even though the refrigerator wasn't really that dirty to begin with, it still made a big difference. Okay, again, so I'm not really reinventing the wheel here, but I did want to get above my pantry here. It's extremely sticky from cooking for so long and haven't been up here to wipe it down. So I tried using the Brillo Erase and Wipe sponge to wipe it down, and it just wasn't getting down and dirty and taking any of that scum off. So then I used the Dollar Tree quick eraser, and it did a lot better of lifting the greasy dirt or sticky dirt, but it wasn't wiping the crumbs away. So I came in with the Brillo reusable wipe, and it did a lot better of a job. But because it's a softer rag, I decided to use the Scrub Buddies wipe, and since it has the mesh-like material, it was able to grab the extra dirt and grease a lot better because it's a lot more durable, and it wiped away all of the extra dust that was sitting above here, and now it just looks a lot more clean. And now I'm just going to finish up this area, including the door and all the door jambs, above the door, everywhere, all around this pantry, and get it nice and clean and spotless. Okay, so I thought I'd come in and check in. I am not gonna lie, I'm exhausted already. I've been probably doing this for like 3 hours now, but I still have a few more things that I want to do. I just want to show you guys. I've already used 4 of the Scrub Buddies magic erasers, 1 of the Brillo magic erasers, 1 Scrub Buddy reusable wipe, and 1 Brillo wipe, and these are all pretty much donezo. And I was able to get a lot done, but it does seem like I've had to use quite a bit just to wipe down walls and everything that you saw in the video so far. But I am nowhere near from being done. I still wanted to try it out on my stove. I wasn't able to get behind the glass. I just wanted to get on the outside and see how well it did. And to my surprise, the magic eraser worked really well on the stove, including the glass. I did have to wipe over it with a regular dry rag like I have been all this time, but at least I got it done. And since now I got everything above me done, I can now sweep and mop my floors. Please don't judge all of my dirt, guys. We have lots of wind here. I'm just going light here only because I do have plans to steam clean my floors very soon. But what I really wanted to do was get into the corners here and test out these sponges to see if it takes up any dirt that's in the hard to reach areas, like right here in front of my pantry or underneath by the stove. It's hard to get into those areas, so I wanted to see if the magic eraser or the Brillo Erase and Wipe would really grab all that dirt. And so far from what I'm seeing, the magic eraser is doing a much better job. It's not handling it perfectly. I probably waited too long to get down in here. It's been a long time, but I did go over it with the reusable wipe, and it did do a pretty good job. So while I was at it, talk about an eyesore and talk about out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Actually, this has been bothering me for quite a while. My trash can, Eventually, I do plan on upgrading it to a nicer trash can, but for now, this one works just as good. And I just want to clean it up to make it look like new. It's those little things I was talking about. So between the magic eraser and this Brillo reusable wipe, I was able to get the trash can looking pretty damn new. Usually what we do is we use Dawn dish soap and mix it in with some hot water and scrub it down. But it was actually a lot easier to just come in and use the magic eraser and the reusable wipe. Maybe it's not sterilized, but at least it looks clean and it's not so much of an eyesore anymore. I get you guys. Sometimes it's just hard to think of little things like this, but these little things really do make a difference. And don't forget about wiping down behind your trash can as well. I just love these backsplashes that I got from Dollar Tree. It makes this job so much easier. All right, so this is the moment I've been waiting for. This is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time because my blinds are freaking nasty. They're so dirty. I've washed them before, but they get dirty pretty quickly, especially right here, right next to the trash can, especially down towards the bottom. They get pretty gross. So I'm going to try and use the magic eraser, and I'll probably switch over to the towel. Between them both, I'm going to attempt to get these as clean as possible. And yes, I'm going to do every single one of them. Okay, I am so happy with how these all came out. I will say that the magic eraser sponge worked really good for tough spots, but the reusable wipe did a really good job at cleaning everything else, including any streaks. Can't do anything about these warped 2 blinds. I do want to fix them eventually, but for now, I'm just happy that they're clean. So when I have guests over, it doesn't look so dirty and disgusting. It looks like I actually keep my house clean. And now it's time to do the top. These ones don't look anything like the ones in my living room. They are so dirty compared to the other ones. There's just so much wind and dirt that comes through the sliding door here. So I took that whole thing off and I cleaned above, behind, on top, everywhere. I just wanted to make it squeaky clean. And I made sure to get behind this little piece as well because it was pretty dusty and there was a lot of like cobwebs and stuff. And mainly what I used was the Brillo Reuse and Wipe. It did an incredible job at getting this area really clean. Okay, so my work is coming to an end here. I'm pretty much done. I'm just gonna be wiping down my kitchen table and my last countertop here, and then I wanna sweep and mop the floors. And then I'll meet you back here and I'll give you my final thoughts. I used 6 of these Scrub Buddy magic erasers. I used 2 of these Brillo erase and wipes. I used 1 of these Scrub Buddies reusable wipes, and I used 3 of these Brillo basics. Altogether, I spent $11 at the Dollar Tree, and I was able to clean my entire living room and my entire kitchen. You know what? I can honestly say that I'm extremely happy. My living room, my kitchen, everything just feels so much more fresh and clean. So I honestly do believe that it was worth the $11 spent. Do I think that they are good to have in the house? I do. I think that they're great, but I don't think that they are ideal to clean your entire house with. I probably wouldn't use these as everyday use. I would probably only use them once in a while because I don't think that even though the surface feels clean, I don't think that this is gonna sterilize anything, in my honest opinion. Out of all of them, the one that I don't like the most is probably the Brillo Magic Eraser. It doesn't seem to really get the job done like a magic eraser. The scrubber isn't really much of a scrubber. The only good thing I could say about it is that it does stay in shape pretty good, but then again, I didn't use it that much because to me, it just
it wasn't that useful. These rags from the Dollar Tree are your best bet. I wouldn't even really use these. Period. I probably wouldn't even buy them again because I really like my rags. Not only do they have a soft side, but they have the scrubber side, and it costs just as much. You get 2 of them, and they're machine washable. So to me, I feel like this would be kind of like a waste of money. The magic erasers are pretty good, but I don't think that they are good for cleaning your house. I think they're good for spot cleaning, especially on your walls. If you have scuffs or if you have stuck on stains or something like that, these would be really great for that. I have one more pack left, so if there's anything that you want to see me use these magic erasers on, let me know, because I still have 3 left, and if there's enough people who are asking for different things, I'll go out and buy more and test them on anything else that you might want to see if these work on. I had a really awesome time creating this video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help support me and my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.